big names at breakfast on talkSPORT with Ford.
The best of everything. That's what I wish for you.
The best of everything. A Rembrandt on your wall. A yacht that wins you cups. Skateboards with style and speed. Show dogs or loving pups. Pride of the pound.
25 minutes to 9 o'clock. Saturday night, George Groves set up a mouth-watering British blockbuster with Chris Eubank Jr. following a fourth-round stoppage of fellow Briton Jamie Cox. Now the two will face off in the semi-final of the World Boxing Super Series early next year, possibly at a football ground, maybe Stamford Bridge. John is now Chris's dad, a man who's been involved in some great British fights himself over the years. Chris Eubank joins us. Morning, Chris.
Good morning, good morning.
Should be down the X Factor.
I know, Chris. What's going on here? You want to be a singer now?
I've always been a singer. It's only I had to mask it with that fierce face of mine in the ring, you see.
Chris, listen, I missed the fight. Joey watched it and thought Cox was good until he got clobbered, but Cox put up a good show, didn't he?
I'm very surprised. I believe in redemption. It's a very powerful virtue, you see. Now, when he got hit, I thought, I've been hit in the solar plexus. You can suck it up, because he had a chance to actually redeem the mistakes he has made over the years. So I was very surprised, because in my view, he was in front.
Yes, Joey, you said that, didn't you, Joe?
Yeah, I did. I mean, it was I've never been hit there at that force, but it did look a lot of power behind that punch in the solar plexus. I mean, it did look like George Grove was just bigger, just a bigger man, just better at the weight, bigger, stronger. And I don't know about yourself, but when I seen your lad in there with him, I thought he looked big as well. I thought he looked really big towards Chris Jr.
Well, size will have nothing to do with it. It will be based on spirit, drive, relentlessness, which is how this young man of mine has been fed. Better put, strike that. Better put, parented.
Yeah, well, I can't disagree with you there, Chris. I mean, for you, it has to be a huge stepping stone. Obviously, Groves has been in with the likes of Carl Froch, a couple of ding-dong matches there. It's going to be a massive event for British boxing. Obviously, it's a fight that, everybody wants to see. Obviously, Chris gone out to Germany and got a very emphatic win over there, and obviously now it sets it up lovely for Super 6, and hopefully, beyond that, you can see a Callum Smith maybe fight beyond that. But British boxing, certainly that weight is back to the days of yourself and Nigel Benn and Collins.
Steady on. I will tell you this. These opponents he's going to face in the coming months are in real and present danger. And I ask the referees to, and I'll put it to you fairly, I'd like the referees to look after my son, but so to look after the opponents of my son. These men are in danger. Why? Because they have been trained by people who don't actually know boxing. They haven't been in there. They love boxing, but they haven't been in there. They don't know about the essence of what it takes to be a great fighter. And when you're fighting a great fighter, which Junior is, because he's been parented correctly in boxing, then it spells danger for them, as you will no doubt see.
What about, so Chris, I'm pretty sure that, you've watched your sons rise, you've watched them learn, you feel now he is so powerful, so clever, that you've taught him everything you know, and he's going to take some stopping. What would, Groves, one fight at a time, of course, but I know you're confident he'll beat Groves. What's his objective? What is his big objective, or what have you got in your mind that Junior has to achieve?
Okay, well, I suppose to put it, the least I can say really is as follows. For him to prove himself the great fighter that he is.
Is that it?
That's it.
And that means then somewhere down the line a rematch with Billy Joe.
He's not interested in Billy Joe anymore, and he shouldn't be. I mean, this was
But he beat him.
the greatest. Yeah, but now you're talking about ego. Now, he may have it, but he's been managed by a parent. He's left him long behind. Junior is already a multi-millionaire out of boxing. Billy Joe Saunders is, he's in what I refer to as a quagmire. He is stuck. We've gone on. Now, the ego thing, Junior may always actually have it in the back of his mind, but I'll never let him go back. He's moving forwards.
Yeah, but surely deep down, as a fighting man, as a fighter, if you've got the opportunity you've got a loss on your record, you've got the opportunity to prove that was a fluke. And I remember Chris coming on, me and Al were chatting about it in great detail last week, where we said Chris came on really strong in the fight, probably was guilty of giving Billy Joe a little bit of a head start. Surely if you know you've got the beating of a fighter, Chris, and you've got a loss on your record, you know, I understand he's wants to go and do the Super 6, and he's got a couple of big fights down the line, and I think George Groves is a good fighter. He's been in with some good people. You know, whether he's good enough to beat Chris or not, I don't know. We'll find that out probably in January, February. But then you've got Callum Smith after that. I think Callum Smith's a great fighter, massive again at the weight. I think the feeling on Merseyside is Callum thinks he can do a job on either of Groves or Eubank, whoever wins that fight, should he obviously go on and beat Bramer. So you can't sit here and say Billy Joe Saunders. Surely you've got to want that fight. You've got to want to avenge that loss.
Well, you see now, again, that would be Junior talking, and he'd probably answer in the affirmative to you. I am not, because I'm looking at where Junior can go. So his ego may actually bring him backwards, because the management he's under, they are dangerous. They're quicksand. How do I know? They taught me. Frank Warren taught me. Mickey Duff taught me. Barry Hearn taught me. So I was taught by the best, and I'm now giving all of those benefits to my son.
Yep. But even yourself, when you fought Steve Collins, you then went and had him a second fight. So why would you fight him unless you want to put that record right? You've got, surely as a fight, I'm not a fighting man, but if I was, I'd want to put that. If I lost to someone at something and I think I'm better than them, then I want to get in there and put that right.
Okay, well, it goes as follows. I'll put it this way to you. If it's a fair fight, 50-50, if Saunders comes into the World Boxing Super Series, then yes. But otherwise, no, that fight will not happen. Why? Because it's probably what they want, you see, is 99% in their favour and 1% in Junior's.
Yeah.
Is that a weight issue? Is that a weight, catch weight fight, or is that because of the weight?
No. It's because of the management. It's because of the referees. It's because of the judges. It's because of who has influence with these individuals. Now, you're not going to know about that side, and I can't go too much more into it. I'll tell you this.
Well, we've got Eddie. We've got Eddie Earn on.
Hold on. I'll tell you this. I'll put it to you this way. If he comes into the World Boxing Super Series where the management is done by a neutral promoter, then yes, by all means, I will take that fight.
You feel it's a fair playing field?
Yeah.
A fair playing field. And in a fair playing field, let me tell you how I see it as a former participant of this great game. It goes as follows. It would be 80-20 in our favour.
Right.
I don't mind it being 20% in our favour and 80% in theirs, but I will not have it at 99% in their favour and 1% in ours.
Yeah, which is fair enough. Do you know my biggest disappointment is? I almost missed Chris Jr.'s fight because it was stuck away on ITV box office. I didn't even know, it was in existence. He's the kind of fighter that I think if he's fighting, when I watch yourself fight, Chris, it was on ITV, but it was on the normal TV. We didn't have the pay-per-view. These big fights, these big British boxers, we've got to get these back on easy-to-view sources.
Remind me of your name again, sir.
Joey Barton, my name is, mate.
Joey,
Yeah.
you'll get over it.
Get over that.
Get over what?
Over not being able, over not or nearly missing him fight.
No. I went and managed to catch. I'm just saying I'd like to see him. I'd like to see him fight because I've seen him a few times fight, but I'd like to see him now. When you're saying he's in the prime of his career, Chris, I want to see him on the big channels.
The world is what it is today, and we have to go with the times. We have to move. And the advanced technological era in which we live, you have to buy the fight on pay-per-view, and I don't see why not. The man has spent 14 years in the gymnasium, and he's asking you for £10, 2 beers. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Chris,
Pay the money or don't.
where would you like the fight to take place, Groves versus Junior?
Junior has asked, Junior would like to fight at the Amex, but it's probably unlikely at that time of year. The point of fact is this: wherever the fight is, it is available on pay-per-view, and that is the times in which we now live.
Yeah, which is fair enough. I'm just saying it's disappointing that he can't build a huge fan base, because if he was on terrestrial TV or he was on Sky, a lot of people would be more aware of him. The British boxing public, you look at the likes of Callum Smith, George Groves, Froch selling out Wembley, Anthony Joshua selling out Wembley. He doesn't have the same pull because he's stuffed away in ITV pay-per-view.
No, he's not stuffed away.
Well, I'm a boxing fan, Chris, and I didn't know he was fighting that night. But I knew Anthony Crolla was fighting that night, and I knew there was another domestic clash that night. I didn't know he was even fighting because there was no real publicity about it. Now, are you getting a fair shake-up in the media? Are you getting enough exposure? Are you getting enough publicity?
Oh, he's gone. He's gone.
He's not happy with me line of questioning, seems Al. Yeah,
he's gone. Anyway, going back to where the fight could take place, the Amex. The old man there said, I said the old man, rather than say Junior, Chris has said Junior would love the Amex, but Stamford Bridge keeps getting a mention, Well,
that's it. I think they could have that fight. Just Groves, big Chelsea fan, isn't he?
Yes.
So I think Groves has got a huge following. Obviously, he's fought at Wembley and sold it out with Froch. I think a lot of people like George Groves. Great night for British boxing. And I like Chris Eubank Jr., but it does me head in. The dad. Always in the corner, always mooching about, always let the lad fight. The lad's talented. Why's it got to be about his own man? He ruins it. He ruins it for his son, because his son's a great fighter.
We'll take calls on that as well. We'll come back to that. 12 minutes to 9.
The best of everything, a Rembrandt on your wall, a yacht that wins you cups, skateboards with style and speed, show dogs or loving pups, pride of the pound or the pedigree.